Hello everybody and welcome back to another SoulForge video. This time going over my run in the top 8. So the top 8 is a elimination round part of the Shadows over SOS Championship Series tournament. So if I lose in the top 8 game or etc., then I'm knocked out. So yeah, I guess we'll see how far we can go. I will say that I was really not expecting to get this far with this deck, but like not expecting. I was hoping I could make it this far with this deck, but I was not expecting it. I felt like the double rallying that I played last time was overall a stronger deck, but this deck has just been doing so well for me so far, and I've been super happy with it. And yeah, I guess we'll just see how far we can go in the top 8. I do have a couple of cards to spoil from the new set as well, which I'll do over the course of this video. Yeah, I guess I'll just get into it. Thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoy the gameplay. And I hope you enjoy the commentary and stuff that I've been putting in the last video I did of the Swiss rounds. And yeah, I hope that helps get a bit of an idea of what I'm thinking when I'm playing, because I know that I'm not necessarily the most talkative when I actually start concentrating. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, we'll just get into the first rounds. Hello. Why? Yeah, I know, right?
We knock each other out.
Would have been nice to not be here. Thank you. Out of everyone, why couldn't I buy?
As long as I didn't have to play ML Vambi again, because infinite combos where you're just sitting there watching all your health tick down is not the most entertaining television stream.
Yeah. Okay.
It's weird seeing you playing purple.
Well, I mean, it's very similar archetype to what I played in the last tournament that I got top 2 in.
How much is that operator worth? Frankenball, Drix, Overseer.
I guess I should have a look at your deck as well, huh? See what you're actually doing. Dark Art Sorcerer, Scourge Hydra, Kindred, Mystical Mantis. Okay, yeah, just Kindred life gain shenanigans. Excellent. You can hear the excitement in my voice here as I'm looking over Bryce's deck list. Yeah, obviously life gain is the one loss I've had so far today, so definitely not looking forwards to seeing what Bryce's deck can do, right? This is definitely a tough hand to begin with, I think, especially being on Forge. Like, if I was off Forge, it wouldn't be as bad because I could use my creatures to block a little bit more effectively. But seeing that Ossuary mech on the first turn is never a good sign, as it can only upgrade a level 1 card in the discard pile when it dies. And since I'm on Forge, it's very easy to remove before it can get that upgrade off. So yeah, I played the 2 scientists here just so that even if either of them managed to die, I will still have the zombie minions that the harvester places underneath it, right? Yeah, so that's basically what I'm thinking here.
I like this move. I'm enjoying that this tournament.
Empiric, gross. Da, 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 da. We'll level that up, I guess. Which of my zombies are you going to... Okay, this is another hand, actually, where Scypion... is it augmentation or experimentation? I always forget. I think in the last video I was calling it experimentation, but it's probably augmentation. Either way, the Scypion spell comes in has some nice value here, as along with the group mill, which I'm going to play, which is getting 3 upgrades off of 1 group mill this early in the game is absolutely crazy, and definitely helps out in the early game to make the late game more stable, right? Drawing into this Dreadbolt here is so insane as well, to be honest. Stopping that Dark Heart Sorcerer from going crazy, being able to stop that as it got played is always super nice as well. This has actually been a super lucky turn for me as well, because obviously now I can play the Blight Witch, sacrifice a creature, get rid of the Kindred Basher that's only got 4 health, using the tech upgrade. I obviously aren't going to be able to get any upgrades with that, but it is still a very nice card to have leveled for later in the game.
Well, that's just rude.
I'm sorry, but I gotta do what I gotta do.
Fair.
Especially bottom 5ing Drix.
Yeah, that's very good for me.
On this hand, I'm hopefully wanting Bryce to play some creatures so that I can get some value from that free Neck Revive, right? But I mean, like, I can always save it for later if needed, or if he puts something down that's threatening enough, I can just play it for not free and still be happy with that outcome. Otherwise, the rest of this hand isn't great, but it's still useful enough. Getting the Harvester out, Om Nom Nom can be useful.
See?
And yeah, there we go. The hard Neck Revive definitely came in super useful here as well. These removal spells definitely were a good addition to my deck compared to what I was playing last time, I think. Definitely helping stop the life gain getting out of hand too much in this instance. That's disgusting.
You know how I like to play this game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there wasn't a whole lot of point trying to chump block this basher with any of the creatures that I had, so I just played, leveled up my harvester, put it in a side lane, free lane, to hopefully draw into something nice next turn. Because yeah, I'm only going to be stopping a little bit of damage. It's still going to be doing the breakthrough, so yeah, just cross my fingers and hope. Okay, thank God.
He's got a Dreadbolt.
Honestly, I think drawing into that level 2 Dreadbolt there literally saved my game. So without that, I would have been in a super, super dire strait. Like, obviously, I did have the Electronet there to limit the Bash's damage a little bit. But yeah, it still would have been getting a decent amount of damage to him. And if Bryce had any life gain in his hand, which I'm going to assume he probably did, we'll see in a sec, I guess. Yeah, I could have been in a super precarious situation. So yeah, Dreadbolt definitely coming in clutch. Lucky draws saving me.
And that's why you don't go into a tournament without a Dreadbolt.
Do I really want to... Yeah, no, need at least a couple of removal. Just sucks that I had to take so much damage for it. I haven't seen my adept at it all either. What the fuck?
Well, you haven't had much board state to do with it yet.
Yeah, but like, it's always not like there's been times when I've had something I could have replaced with it, right?
Mm-hmm. Health. Good.
Cycle 2, destroy all. Okay, yeah. Gross. Okay, no, that's not ideal. Frick.
You know what I love to do. I like big creatures with breakthrough and then say, Garou!
Yeah, but you could bottom 5 your Mantis so that I have a chance. Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like in hindsight, I'm getting a little bit salty here, which isn't really fair to Bryce because I have been having some pretty decent hands as well. But here I'm getting a very nice group meal upgrade once again to hopefully help out with later draws as well. Just picking what I want to upgrade.
Cycle 3.
Double removal that I drew into, especially when one of them is free. The Necrovive being free at level 3 is absolutely spectacular right here. Really, once again, these removal cards saving my ass so hard because this allows me to take out 2 creatures that that Bryce will have on the board. So at most, he's going to be able to have 2 left on the board. While I have the 3 creatures that I have, I can play Drix and replace replace the Gizmo with a Zombie Brute to take out the dinosaur that he's got there. If he doesn't, if that's not one that he sacrifices to the Necrovive. But yeah, there's definitely some ways that this hand has been once again. I feel like I've been getting relatively lucky with this removal turning up at the appropriate time. So I really should not be complaining about my draws too much. Like, I mean, look at the health difference.
I don't know. Using my
I'm feeling
there was worth it,
pretty bad. Like I'm going to get knocked out right here.
But
with this draw, I'm definitely still
the
in the game, and these hands that I've been getting have been keeping me in the game really nicely.
Mother to 3.
And this is an example of why Group Mule has been so good for this deck. Because I played the level 1 Drix last turn, right? And then just upgrade, like got all these zombies out, get all these upgrades, lets me choose one at the level 3 to play, and so level 3 Drix just comes straight out, and now I've got a huge threat on the board with some Gizmo minions and Drix 3, and still got good board presence with all the zombies that I have. So yeah, it's definitely helping me hold on against Bryce's life gain, and I've
The
definitely
damage.
getting that difference back down a little bit.
Let's just take Drix out of the equation for the remainder. That's a lot of board state.
And yeah, this is another thing that this deck is pretty decent at doing, right? It's good at just like having a board state just appear out of nowhere, like a threatening board state just appear out of nowhere as well. Yeah, it's just been such a consistently fun and decent deck to play so far, so I'm glad that it's doing so well.
Tough. Feels like lethal.
35 damage at the moment.
Huh. Okay. Survive.
Okay. Fair enough.
3. Do you get the choice of how many times you upgrade that? Just for a second. So, upgrade up to 2 times. So if I upgrade it, it's already 1, goes to 2. I have to pick it. Just trying to think if there's a way to do this. Let me have a look. I don't know. I'm running. Oh, it's that whole reset timer thing. I'm not intentionally trying to draw this out.
Fair enough.
Fifteen, 16. I want to do as much as
And this Om Nom Nom coming in clutch once again to just stop this Darkheart Sorcerer from being able to get too much life gain. So I'm still in a very threatening position here, thankfully.
Damn.
Yeah, clutch Om Nom Nom.
Let's see if I can survive. Hold on. Boost. Army Commander. Okay. Take out 12. Boost.
You're putting 20 damage through to me. Don't know if it's enough though.
GG.
GG, dude. Oh, that was a very friggin' close one.
It was.
Mm. Ooh, okay, yeah, so that was a decent game versus Bryce, very close. I was definitely very worried through the mid game, but managed to stabilize with all the upgrading my deck can do and all the lane blocking my deck can do. Bryce did have a breakthrough creature, which is very threatening for my deck, to be honest, because I got lots of small health creatures until I start buffing them. But the removal that I have in my deck just came in so useful at the most opportune times. I was very lucky in that aspect. So, yeah, great game, Bryce. Much appreciated. Always fun to play you. It's just a shame that us two Ozforgers had to play off in the first of the top 8 battles. But yeah, moving on to top 4. And enjoy the continuation of the spoilers that I'll be putting out. Here is the name of the first card that I have to spoil. It is the Soulthirst Harbinger. 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 I think Harbinger is how you say that word, right? I don't know. I'm not a English professor. Anyway, as you can see, it's got 3/3 health at level 1, 6/6 at level 2, and 9/9 at level 3. So an interesting stat spread there. I'll leave that up to your imagination for now to what the ability is. But it is a spirit creature. So yeah, enjoy looking at that, and we'll see what its ability is later.
So how many Rumble Spark decks did you play during...
2, I think. My first 2 games, I believe.
Oh, that's interesting. Alright.
Good luck, have fun.
Well, let's find out. You too. Cool. I want to see how this plays.
I'm already happy with top 4, so...
Yeah. Well, hey, I was telling Lucas I haven't played in a competitive... Oh, that's interesting. I haven't played in a competitive card tournament since Scars of Mirrodin was in Magic Standard, so...
I have no idea what that means because I've never played Magic.
That's fair. That's fair.
Or at least never seriously played it.
Yeah, yeah.
Leveling up the Inventor here to block damage and have a minion out when I'm going on Forge is a really nice play because that Inventor isn't really going to do much by itself normally, but being able to stop 5 damage early like this, level it up so that I can guarantee that I've got that 9/9 level 2 Inventor to go into in cycle 2 is very nice.
Lucas, Mez.
Understandable. We will go Witch. Yeah, obviously here I can't sacrifice the Metamine Overseer and to try and keep the Gizmo alive because I've got to sacrifice the Gizmo
Actually,
so I can get... I still have the Scientist on the field to get the double usage out of Tech Upgrade. But I mean, that's still fine because that allows me to upgrade all my hand while getting a creature off the field. The Tortoise is going to be able to get taken out with the Tech Upgrade's damage. So
Get my
that's
whole
still
hand
nice
up on it,
progress
which
for
is
me
nice.
early on in this game. Hopefully, with all the upgrading I'm getting done, I'll be able to have a relatively stable
Here we go.
cycle 2.
Don't get too excited. Hand's not that good.
This really shouldn't have been such a hard decision, honestly, because obviously the Nova Elementalist has more attack, and the Metamind Overseer there is still blocking the lane, so it's going to block the damage from the other one, unless it gets removed, which would be a spell used or something, right?
Good, that's what I like to hear.
But yeah, it's still was kind of a tough decision, but it probably didn't need to be as tough as I made it seem right there.
Wait, what? Am I pressing the wrong buttons? No. Oh, there we go. Okay.
I must destroy one of my creatures, that's fine.
Yeah, seems like not a big deal.
Drix into Drix is once again a beautiful draw at the start of cycle 2 when I'm going in on Forge, like when I'm going off Forge playing Drix into on Forge playing Drix is like it's can be such a game-changing moment, and like depending on what your opponent draws as well, right? Like a Dreadbolt or something like that could just come out right here and screw up any momentum, but it's still a super good turn.
Yeah, no, I feel like I need to kind of keep that lane plugged if I can.
So yeah, that thought, I guess, kind of plays into that strange move that I did where I deleted that Gizmo minion in the middle lane there to play the Devourer, Harvester. Just from the fact that, because looking at my hand, when I could have potentially replaced it in the next turn or something, right? But this way, even if something gets removed, I'm always going to have that minion that the Harvester is going to play is going to drop when it dies. And then if he removes either of my Drixes somehow, they will drop minions as well. And there we go. So he removes one of my Drixes. And the other one is going to die as well, which is a very unfortunate turn of events for me.
Yeah, nice value for you.
I think maybe if I played the Cypian experimentation on the level 2 Drix, it would have been a much better turn for me. But I don't know. There's I had my reasons for playing it on the level 1 Drix, but I think probably playing it on the level 2 Drix would have been smarter because obviously that's the stronger one, so it's the one that you want to keep around as longer. And yeah, it's just unfortunate, but it was definitely a good value play from my opponent here. I mean, yeah, here I am thinking hard and not talking or anything once again. Like, obviously, it is hard to go through my thought processes while being in voice call with my opponent as well. But, I mean, it's the community that is generated by being able to voice chat with your opponents and stuff like that is nice as well. And obviously, it is similar to a face-to-face physical card game where, yeah, you would be looking at, talking to your opponent, whatever, and you wouldn't be verbally going through what you're thinking. That's, I guess, an advantage of playing digitally and being able to go online, post your videos, and voice over them like this. So, yeah. Unfortunately, you are getting to turn your Rumble Spark. This definitely was a little bit of an awkward hand. There was a lot of threats sitting out in the field. Luckily, I've still got some stuff to block with and whatnot. And I managed to get a decent amount of upgrades, get rid of the breakthrough creature. But now there's a Dark Art Sorcerer on the field. The Nova Elementalist is still there to do some ping damage on the next turn. Obviously, the Rumble Spark is sitting there, but I feel like having to get rid of this Dark Art Sorcerer as soon as possible. Luckily, I'm still able to block 8 damage that's coming through with the Gizmo minion that I put out. Is very helpful. But yeah, I need to get rid of that Dark Art Sorcerer so that if I am managing to get rid of that Rumble Spark on the next turn, it can't just come straight back with a spell. Yeah, so definitely a bit of an awkward hand. I'm still in an okay position though. That 9/9 Inventor at level 2 there is been super good for me. It's such a big body. Definitely a very valuable level 2 play. Yeah, also this draw on this hand has been super good for me. The level 2 Necrovibe, which I'm going to be able to play for free, and then into the tech upgrade, which it allows me to remove 2 creatures. Only the Rumble Spark is sitting left on the board, and then I've been able to upgrade my hand as well. Ghastly Renewal is now level 3, allowing me to reanimate 2 creatures. Especially since I still got a scientist on the board. A lot of pressure on me here. So yeah, definitely a super good value hand for me coming into cycle 3 here.
That is really what makes the deck good. Is even if I don't see key cards, it does things. Oh, that's a problem though. Oh.
Undo that. Whoops. Would be nice if I had a scientist. I think this is going to be the smarter play. Then just after reanimate Drix 2, Drix 3 shows up. The Metamind Overseer is there as well if I need even more minions. But yeah, then obviously I still got Blight Witch that can sacrifice to use the Sapient Augmentation if I need. So definitely some really nice hands coming into into cycle 3, which is allowing me to catch up to the health deficit that CL has put me into here. Fuck, I have to keep in my notes. What do I want to do? Yeah, the reason I played the Abyssal here is obviously with the buffs that the Drixes are giving it, it's going to be super hard to remove before the end of the next cycle. And like, I didn't need to play the Metamine Overseer as all my lanes are full anyway at the moment, and yeah, the Abyssal is probably a little bit more useful than the scavenging Technohawk. So
not in the water.
yeah.
I'm traumatized by Rusty. I think it was Rusty. And his...
How do I do this? I need to live. Yeah.
My level 3 Blight, which is gone. Once again, I've drawn into a pretty decent hand here. Like, it's going to be super tough for my opponent to deal with. It's going to hopefully let me get back into the game a little bit to make up that health deficit that I'm sitting at the moment. Obviously, he's got the Rumble Spark out, so if he plays a spell, I've got the Electronet to lower that damage back down, allowing me to play whatever in front of it over that Gizmo minion that will be able to take it out. I've got a removal spell if he plays a level 2 creature or lower. Yeah, like it's not a super strong hand, but because I can fill up my lanes again, especially with the Drix minions and stuff like that, it's still in a very good position. He's not. I've got some really large creatures still on the field as well. It's definitely going to be tough for him to deal with, depending on what he's drawn as well. So definitely putting the pressure on this health comeback. And the fact that I've drawn into this, I've got a full board. I'm on Forge, so I'm on the offensive. There's really not much that can be done here to stop me from pushing all this damage through and finishing out this game. So yeah, a good game, and I've somehow made it to the top 2 again, playing Aloy Necrium. So yeah, once again, at this point, I'm like, wow, what is going on? This deck is pulling through for me so hard. The draws have been so lucky. The deck has just been working so smoothly for me today. I'm not sure why. But I'm not complaining. That yet. I'll do this for...
At least not anymore. Yeah. So I guess, yeah, we'll
I'm not
play
sure
the
if
rest
you'll
of this
be able to stop all
out,
this.
and we'll see some more spoilers and go into
But then again, I don't know if
the
you've got
finals
direct damage or
matchup.
something. Good game.
Yeah, good game. That was an unfortunate fortunate draw on that 3.1.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that. Know the feeling.
Yeah. Oh, it was a good game.
think if you'd gotten your Dark Shaper 3 into Flame Jet, then probably would have been all your game, right?
I played the Flame Jet.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, somehow I've made it up to the finals. Once again with an Alolan Necrim Fuse. Don't know how I've got here, honestly, but I am super, super happy. I'm not quite shaking at this point, but it's getting close to that point, right? But yeah. Unfortunately, the finals opponent is Scubatoad. So I'm not looking forward to this game. Is the one person that I've lost to today so far. So yeah, hopefully the last game goes a little bit better, right? Unfortunately, when I was playing, I had streamed this through Discord as well, and then screwed up the recording on my end. But luckily, Lucas was recording my stream on Discord, and he's managed to get me the data, like the video for that, which thank you so much, Lucas. Saved my ass right there. But yeah, we'll have a look at the next spoiler card. Where did I put it? We have the Professor Sumorg, which is the next spoiler I have been given. We've got 3-6 at level 1, 6-9 at level 2, and 10-14 at level 3. So, Sumorg, it kind of is reminiscent of a Stitcher or something like that, right? Is what it shows to me. Obviously, it's a rare one. And it is a scientist, so that's very thematic spoilers to give to me for today, right? To go along with this deck I'm playing, a purple scientist. So, yeah, have a think about what kind of ability you think this might have, and then we will have a look at these after we've checked out the final game. So, yeah. We'll see you for the final game. Alrighty, for this last game against Scubatoad, I'm going to be watching it with you guys because I haven't really rewatched it back yet. And I guess it might help me explain what I am thinking and etc. as we go along. And I just think, yeah, it'd be good to watch it back. Thank you to Lucas for saving this this video for me, recording it for me, and then sending it to me because my recording failed. But yeah, I guess we'll get into it. I start off Forge, which is definitely one of my most liked things. I don't really like starting on Forge. I feel like a lot of the decks I play, it is definitely a detriment. So that's a good start for me already. Won that coin flip. The hand that I'm looking at turn 1 is not great. As you can see, we've got an Abyssal Drake and an Ossuary Mech to start with, which is definitely not a good start. Those are better definitely either in turn 2 or turn 3 of the cycle. But Edrix with either Recycling Assassin or Cycling Experimentation is still a pretty decent start. So while I'm not going to be able to level up that Ossuary Mech at the moment, and the Abyssal Drake is not going to come in handy, that is alright. Once again, depending on what my opponent plays, he puts out the
Shambler straight away, which is not a good sign, but
Honestly, surprised to see your deck outlasting those tough RSE decks.
I am very much surprised too.
I will have to go back and watch your matches.
Here you are, Scuba, if you're
I guess
watching
I'm not
this.
that surprised because they just rely on getting damage through basically with their RSE.
Yes, and my deck is very good at chumping, or it can be very good. Obviously, things like breakthrough and stealth and stuff can definitely pose me some problems, but yes, right. Seeing the Drix actually helps. Yeah, in our first game, I didn't see the Drix like at all, so goodbye Drix though. Fair enough. I was going to do something different, but this is good. Yeah, I was going to Cypian or experimentation on my Drix so I could play another minion, but taking out that Shambler is actually very good as well. Not bad for me when there's no other Shambler. It would be a real big problem for me if he saw like Swamp Moss Lurkers or something this turn, but I was very lucky in the fact that he didn't see his Swamp Moss Lurkers too early.
Oh no, it's come.
It was unfortunate this hand that I didn't have any creatures to kill with the Dreadbolt or the tech upgrade, because I could have used 2 spells into the Rallying Adept, potentially. Not that I wouldn't have had anything to replace though, so it's a bit annoying, but it's not anything too much of a problem. And like I've got no real board presence at the moment anyway. Like Rallying Adept here could still be nice, but there is also an argument for upgrading stuff with the tech upgrade, which I think is what I go for.
It's coming. At least it won't be fast.
Especially since it's only a 4 health creature that gets played, it makes a lot of sense because this lets me level up some cards, it lets me kill the creature, and lets me keep some board presence too.
You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to just play your rallying and call it a day.
Yeah, I know. I can't let you get... If I can keep you from having the board presence, then that's good for me. It is.
The problem is you're...
But yeah, see, like, he has 2 Swamp Moss Lurkers in this deck, so if he'd got one of them or 2 of them there, that's just 3 creatures he could have played on the board, which would have saved him a lot of damage there.
Not really.
But now he could possibly have the Swamp Moss Lurkers in his hand now, but not have enough of the life gain performed to be able to play them out. So it was definitely very unfortunate him not drawing them there. And especially if he didn't draw any more life gain in his hand too. I can't remember everything exactly, but do we just trade Necrovives here, or I'm going to... I mean, leveling up my Steadfast Inventor, I think by this point I'd found that getting the Inventor leveled up is actually super important. Decent for me, so because that level 2 9/9 creature, especially if you can get a Drix buff on it or something like that, is quite crazy. Do I Necrovive here? I think I Necrovive here because there's no point. I mean, okay, no, I do Mindless Zombie. Yeah, good, Jed. Because leveling up things like the Osri Mech and the Cypian Experimentation, I think it's the Osri Mech and the Cypian Experimentation that I do. Yeah, I think so. Leveling up both of them, I get the free minion out as well, going into an on-forge turn, which is great. Especially when I draw this hand. Like, look at this. I can play either of my inventors. So I can either play my Inventor or my Metamind Overseer. I can kill something with the Blight Witch to play the Electronet, but I can also play the Electronet for free because the Glowhive Siren has already gained attack. So that Electronet is free. Group Mule I can play. The armor, I mean, there's not going to be anything to upgrade besides the Electronet, I guess. If I play that first, I'm not sure if I did. If I did, then good for me. If I didn't, then that's definitely an optimization that could be done. But yeah, Steadfast Inventor is a great play here to get an extra minion out. And then into the Group Mule Electronet, into buffing with the Rallying Adept is a pretty crazy turn, especially for the very start of Cycle 2. It just depends what I'm going to do first. Am I going to Inventor or am I going to Group Mule? I'm going to Inventor. Good idea. Because that's a big body that's going to push damage through if it's not blocked. And at this point, I'm not too worried about that Glowhive Siren. 3-4, I'm slightly ahead on health at the moment. So playing the when I've got the Electronet that I can lower it as well is really good for me. So I'm not too worried about it trying to push damage through too much. But yeah, that getting rid of the Gizmo is fine as well. Do play the Electronet first. Good on me, because it was the only thing that was going to be upgradable. And then Rallying Inventor over the creature that's not really going to be super useful. But yeah, that's put me hugely ahead on board presence now. 3 giant creatures when there's only a zombie brute minion and a Glowhive Siren that's going to die no matter what. He gets his Shambler out and going to buff that with his Dark Forge Drain, but it's not quite enough. He hasn't been able to play enough free spells or anything like that for it to be able to take out my scientist here, so it's still going to trade. Which is, once again, real decent for me. He's going to Neck Revive. I think at this point, I'm like, okay, the Inventor there I don't think is super necessary at this point, because I've got 2 creatures there that I can put in front of that Shambler. So that's the one I let go. Neck Revive still threatening to push damage through. And luckily on my end as well, he's still less than 50 HP. So well, he's at 50, so he's not over 50. So Swamp Moss Lurkers are not free, which he could potentially have in his hand here as well. Him not being able to play his Swamp Moss Lurkers has definitely helped me to get ahead on board state. Alright, but now I guess we'll see. He's got over 50 HP. Does he have a Swamp Moss Lurker in his hand? For a chump blocker, it's going to be able to take out the Adept.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
Sometimes I get confused. Do you have a setting where you don't auto pass? Or
But yeah, either of my creatures still got enough damage to take out that Shambler, which keeping the Shamblers off the field is so important to my game plan. So it's really useful that I had enough.
I do know you can't.
Plus, I get an upgrade here. Metamind Overseer or Neck Revive. Either way, I think Metamind Overseer is the best. Yes, I've done a lot more. But yeah, obviously my health isn't looking great, but he is still low enough that he's not getting his Swamp Moss Lurkers for free right yet. But I do have Scientist. Yeah, this allows me to get just some free stuff out as well. Like a free upgrade on my Harvester there is good too, right? I'm not sure which way around that would have been the best to do, but this does potentially open up for me being able to put the Blight Witch over the Gizmo, but he just killed it, obviously. And there we go, he finally gets his first Swamp Moss out, which is like great, but I can just get rid of it with my free Dreadbolt as well, which is good for me. And so now it's his turn.
No,
just
I don't think I got any of my primal surges either, which isn't the end of the world. It's nice value and it helps my DFD quite a bit.
yeah, still pushing damage through, which is great.
I definitely don't feel great
But
about it.
I don't know if that hand was how good his last hand was, because obviously he played level 1 Swamp Moss, level 1 Creeper. I'm not sure. I forget what else he played, but oh yeah, level 1 Vyric's Embrace. So that definitely didn't seem like a very good hand for him. So the upgrading that my deck has been doing has definitely come in quite useful. Especially when I go into the start of Cycle 3 and I get Blight Witch 3 into Rally Adept 3 with a Neck Revive. Om Nom Nom, Hibernating Harvester. Like, because that allows me to play the Blight Witch, it allows me to play the Hibernating Harvester. Like, look, this is crazy. Potentially one of the... I get the minion back that I just sacrificed with the Blight Witch by killing his minion with the Om Nom Nom, which is then leaving him with only one creature on the field, which is allowing me to target that with the Neck Revive, which is also free thanks to Blight Witch 3 playing all spells for free.
That may be over.
And then I still get to put the Hibernating Harvester down on my next turn, and then Rallying Adept something. Playing Army of the Dead here.
Losing level 3 Shambler, because that was a key to my long.
I think I'd do it, but I don't know if it's necessarily the smartest thing to do, right? Because maybe saving them for after this turn. Okay, no, I didn't. Good. Obviously, he unfortunately has got a level 1 play again, but I mean, it's obviously a Mantis with the Dark Forge Drain, so it's not a bad play, and Soothing as well, so it gets its free spells out.
Rallying.
That's not pushing damage through either. But yeah, Hibernating Harvester over on the right, and then Rallying Adept to take out one of these creatures.
Oof.
Maybe I should have put it in the middle. Yeah, that's probably still going to be the best bet. No. Because either way, like, I think I needed to do that so that the creature in the middle gets taken out too, right? But obviously his health is still above 50, and so he's still been unfortunate to not get his Swamp Moss Lurkers again. I do have Osprey Mech 3, but nothing worth sacrificing for it in my discard right now, I don't think. So that's why I decided to put the Abyssal down, because, like, look at the board state that I have. It's super threatening at the moment, so he's not really going to be able to block the Abyssal Drake, because he needs to block the other lanes because they're pushing a ton of damage. So the Abyssal Drake is going to be a threat on the next turn, because obviously at the end of the cycle, it makes the enemy sacrifice one of their creatures. So even though it's level 1, sitting there with 2 attack and 3 HP, it's still a super threat near the end of the cycle, because it can still take out a level 3 creature if a level 3 creature is the only creature that the opponent has on the board. So definitely still a super threat, especially when I've got the rest of the board pushing out a ton of damage that he needs to be worried about first. So he blocks that with the Reaper.
Honestly, I love your deck, Jed. Love your deck.
Thanks, Scuba. I appreciate that. But yeah, no, since the Abyssal is dying here,
When it dies, discard pile for free.
yeah, I'm very happy that I didn't actually sacrifice that because there was nothing worth playing.
Upgrading, it does.
And I don't have any spells in my hand, so the Blight Witch is pointless. And yeah, obviously he gets his second Swamp Moss out here. Well, like the first one again, but he hasn't seen his second one, I assume. He takes a ton of damage though, which is unfortunate for him, good for me. But yeah, no, I'm so super happy I did not sacrifice that Ossuary Mech because this turn it comes in so clutch. Like, you would think, oh look, I can sacrifice something here. My Blight Witch can play the tech upgrade and the Electronet for free. So let's just do that, and then I can get a card from my discard from the Ossuary Mech as well. Once that dies, but and that's what I was going to do until I was like, wait, that Shambler is going to be a huge threat for me. I'm only at 25 HP. Shambler 3 is super strong. Like, it's 3 HP for each creature that dies, right? So a 6 HP swing for each creature that dies. Because mine goes down 3, his goes up 3. So I need to get rid of that. Luckily, on this turn, like playing the tech upgrade for free would be great, but luckily on this turn I do something. I'm so happy that I managed to notice this line and play it. So I'll just let it play out, and we can talk about it after. I mean, I know this is weird.
What just happened? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, no. That's a beautiful line.
Yeah, thanks, Scoop. I was so happy with that. Because obviously, on that first tech upgrade, doing the 7 damage wasn't enough to take the Shambler out, but saving the Blight Witch to kill the Ossuary Mech, which lets me play a card from my discard pile after I've played the first tech upgrade, lets me bring the second tech upgrade, like the level 3 tech upgrade, back, which then allows me to upgrade cards in my hand rather than cards in my hand and discard. So the cards that I upgrade stay in my hand as well. So now, even though I didn't see level 2 Drix until right now, it's now level 3 and it's going to be a huge threat as well. And I've still got Electronet that I can potentially, well, I can play for free here as well. So like maybe putting the armor on the Harvester over there was not like necessarily useful. It still, yeah, still definitely was a very, very cool play. I'm glad I noticed that in the moment. Because, yeah, obviously I'm stressing here. Level 3 Shambler, the health difference is crazy at the moment.
I wanted to do that on the Shambler.
Yes, and I didn't want you to do that on Shambler, but also he just buffed that Swamp Moss, so my Electronet gets played for free here anyway. I get Drix 3 out, and that's going to be a threat on the next turn. Level 3 Electronet is enough to keep my Harvester alive here. Look at all that damage I managed to push through. Absolutely an insane turn for me. I feel like Scuba has been getting relatively unlucky with his draws, because if he had drawn his Swamp Moss Lurkers early when his health was higher, my board presence would not be anywhere near as great as it is. But Yeah, I'm actually super happy with how I've been playing this game out. Especially after I had lost so hard to Scuba. Well, I'm not even going to say I lost super hard to Scuba in our first match either. I don't think the health difference. Actually, no, I think it was quite large, but I don't think it was um, as massive a win for Scuba as the health difference showed. But yeah, I'm just super happy how this game has been going for me and how I've been playing. Do I take the 6 damage? Nope. Because Drick's level 3 is on, replacing, and I've got the 2 harvesters, I get double minions, so that second minion gets a buff, which is crazy. It works out nicer than what the harvester, more damage than what the harvester was doing there anyway. And now I've just got, like, no, I'm just gonna push the damage. I don't even need to play this next minion, I don't think. Do I? No. Yeah, no need. It wasn't going to be buffing anything enough to really matter. Yeah. All right. Now it's in Scuba's. He does get his level 3 Vinus Pact. That's good. It's going to be able to stop something from pushing too much damage through. He's blocking a few lanes, so only letting the damage from my weakest creatures. But I mean, I'm still going to have those bodies on the field, which is still a huge threat for him. Does gain some more life. Primal Surge. But like this board state is still pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm so glad I got rid of the Shambler. Very lucky to have been able to get rid of.
Not lucky, Jed. I mean, yes, probably some luck with the cards you drew, but the lines you found were not lucky.
What do I sacrifice here? I mean, it probably at this point would have been smarter to sacrifice the Inventor because it's going to put a. I think at this point I sacrifice the Harvester just from the fact that I need to threaten to push damage in the 3 lanes that I can so he can block them. Makes a lot of sense to me. So he's got to block those lanes. He can't afford to necessarily play more spells. Because anything I play this turn is obviously going to be in the back lane because I'm off Forge. It is a very weird turn for me as well because I've got Group Mule to play, lets me upgrade some stuff and play something from my discard pile as well.
You don't actually have enough cards to even draw a full hand.
And yeah, like, it's crazy. I've played enough cards, I've upgraded enough cards that by the end of this cycle, as Scuba just said there, I'm only going to have 4 cards in my hand. But yeah, this is... I take a couple of opportunities. I almost... I run my timer down. Luckily, I make all my plays just in time. But yeah, it's definitely a close one because I'm like...
Just don't run your timer out. I won't talk to you because I'll let you focus.
And just the sequencing of events was a bit tough for me to figure out what I wanted to do in my head. The timer's running out here. Now, which one do I play? I think I play the Metamind, right? Yeah.
Alright. You good? I honestly don't know what's happening. Like, I don't know what's all the triggers. I don't know.
And yeah, this hand just keeps going. And then Dr. Frankenbaum's the only one here that I can really play with my next one, but yeah,
No.
I luckily just get my level 2 Dr. Prinkenblom out before my timer runs out, and then like obviously my board state, and so there we go, timeout, but I got to play on my creatures. And then I just block so he's not putting the damage through. And like obviously now I'm sitting in a very good position.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't.
You only drew 4 cards.
In that case, I'm gonna get rid of your option of
Just
doing
push
damage
that.
to me.
And then like I don't think there's really anything he could have done at this situation anyway. But the fact that I am on Forge right at the end here just means that all my damage is getting put through. Honestly, here, like
GG's.
this is a real, it does not matter at this point optimization, but if I was going to play this hand optimally, I would play the Palladium Hintermine first, then sacrifice it with the Blight Witch to play the Cypian Experimentation into the Om Nom Nom. But obviously he didn't have any creatures on the board, so the Om Nom Nom's not going to do anything, so it's really not necessary at this point. But yeah, that's just a minor optimization that does not matter.
GG's, Jed. I
But-
give this, I mean, sure, card size played a role in it, but your lines of play won you this game by the kind of like some of the strange stuff you did to kill my Shamblers, because I think that was the only way you lost this game, I think, is if those Shamblers...
Yeah, the Shamblers, any of the shambling damage that he would have got through would have put me in a super precarious situation. And he probably, even
I
if
would normally stick
this
around
last
and keep it
attack,
brief, but my in-laws just arrived, and I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't hustle.
it was a crazy game.
Jed, well played, well deserved, and glad your deck won the tournament.
Thank you. I'm glad as
Congrats,
well.
Jed.
Thank you guys. Thank you all. But yeah, so that was the top 2 game, and I somehow managed to come out on top with an Alolan Nectarium Fuse, and yeah, I was speechless at the time. Almost like I was shaking after that game. It was a real great experience, and it's the best I've probably performed in any Soulforge tournament so far. So super happy about that, and yeah, I guess we'll go into a post-game deck overview, and then we'll have a look at the spoiler cards that I have been given by Stoneblade to spoil. Yeah, thanks once again, everyone, and yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. All right, yeah, like, how crazy is that? That I managed to come out with the win with this deck here. I definitely feel like there was many times that I got super lucky on draws and whatnot. But I mean, obviously, that's not everything that this game comes down to. It can be a big part, but yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has like sent their congratulations my way after this, and I want to say thank you to all my opponents. Congratulations to everyone who made it into the top 8. It was definitely a very tough competition, so even making it to the top 8 is an achievement in and of itself. But yeah, this deck played so nicely, much more nicely than I ever expected it to be able to do, right? Every single card, I think, at some point during this tournament, every single card either clutched out or came in really useful, or I don't think there's anything in this deck that didn't come with some use during this tournament, right? The Rallying Adept was obviously super good, and getting to play it for free is super nice. But I feel like I played it as much for free as I did not for free. It's not like playing it for free was what made the game for me. But like the tech upgrade, getting the upgrade from that so that I can stabilize in the mid game. The Electronet also helping with that mid game stabilization when the opponent wants to raise the attack on stuff. Sipin experimentation. That came in so clutch, blocking lanes multiple times, or using it to give Drix an extra minion to allow me to block more lanes while keeping Drix alive, etc. Stuff like that. Om Nom Nom came in so clutch, taking out Bryce's Dark Heart Sorcerer. Sorry, Bryce. But congratulations on making it to the top 8 as well. Neck Revive and Dreadbolt. Just being absolutely great removal for me, coming in clutch multiple times. Ghastly Renewal with all the scientists I have is just so useful. Group Mule, there's been many times where Group Mule came in super useful for me to get some upgrades through, to block lanes, just, yeah, once again, like, yeah, leveling up whole hands so that I could go into Cycle 2, Cycle 3 with a good chance of drawing some high level cards, which is definitely, I feel like, definitely a huge part of what made this deck so consistent most of the time, right? Like there wasn't a ton of times where I had really, really bad hands. The Steadfast Inventor, really bad level 1, but level 2, it really shows its worth. Salvage Technoholt, multiple turn lane blocking, great. Recycling Assassin, pushing damage through. It pushed a lot of damage through for me. It was super useful. Obviously, the Rallying Adept, what I built this deck around, is super useful as well. Even if it's not getting played for free, being able to get that buff when replacing something is still super great. Palladium Hintermind was probably the card that did the least work for me, but there was still some times where that armor buff definitely helped me keep Drix on the field for longer, or keep a lane blocked for longer, etc. So definitely it was still a good addition to the team. Metamind Overseer, great, bringing those more minions out for me to replace, or sacrifice the Blight Witch. Drix, once again, yeah, Drix is just Drix, right? Drix is amazing. Ossuary Mech clutched me some upgrades at level 3 when I, or some plays from my discard at level 3 when I really needed them. The Harvester, keeping my lanes filled with all the scientists I have. Dr. Frankenbaum did some good stuff as well, giving me some extra minions and everything like that. Blight Witch, letting me play some spells, got me in that last game, the play with the tech upgrade into sacrificing the Ossuary Mech with the Blight Witch. Like, without the Blight Witch there, that would not be possible, and that was probably a game-winning play, just from the fact that my health was low enough that Shambler was a huge problem. And then Abyssal Drake, like, it definitely turned up a couple of turns at just the right time to bring the game to a close. So, and even the Soul Rip, the Army of the Damned, and the Dark Summoning were both were all abilities that came in so useful at multiple times. Like the Soul Rip, even if it's just sacrificing a minion to play a creature just so I can get the extra upgrade, or Army of the Damned, filling up lanes to block so I didn't take as much damage. Dark Summoning to let me play a card and then play another card. If I'm upgrading it or something like that. If I have a level 1 card in my hand, I can play it twice with that, right? Which came in useful multiple times. So yeah, I think sometimes 2 decks just really fit together super well, to make something that's even a better sum of their parts. Even better than the sum of their parts. Like, looking at these two halves, you don't really look at them and like maybe the rallying adept, you're like, yeah, that's cool. You could build something with that, but obviously no one expected it to do this well against things like Rumble Spark or the life gain decks, and I was along that thought as well. But sometimes sometimes things just go crazy, and this deck did that for me. Every card came in useful, and yeah, I'm just so stoked to have been able to win out such a large competition. Thank you for everyone who played. Thank you for all my opponents. And just, yeah, it's been a great tournament. Thank you for Stoneblade for hosting it. But yeah, I guess we will look at the spoilers that Stoneblade has given me, and we'll have some thoughts about that. First spoiler that I have been given to look at, the Soulthirst Harbinger, 336699. Like, not excessive stats, not super out there, but obviously there's got to be an ability to go with that, right? And going with the theme of some of the new card types that are coming in this set, we do have an augment ability on this creature. It is also a stealth creature. The augment is, it gives stealth. So, yeah. But, as well as that, it has the text, when this is destroyed, another one of your creatures get 3/3. 3 attack and 3 HP. Then if it is level 1, attach this to it. And then at level 2, it's 6/6, and if it's 1 or 2, attach this to it, and then 9/9, attach it to it. So we've got, yeah, a very interesting little ability here to give stealth to pretty much any creature when this creature is destroyed. Not as strong off the top of my head, like compared to some of the other spoilers we've been seeing. At least not in a vacuum by itself, because obviously this attaches to another creature when this dies. So you obviously have to have more than one creature on the board and one of them live at the end of combat for this to get a bonus, which can be hard sometimes. But if something does live and then you're able to give it a 3/3, a 6/6, or a 9/9 buff and stealth, like put that onto a high HP creature that is in defense mode when you're in off forge, and then it goes into offense when you go into on forge, and then it's got stealth as well. Can definitely bring some big surprise hits. So yeah, I do really like the art for this one as well. It's a very strange spirit style creature. It's got like a hand just dangling down the front of it. I guess it's wearing a cloak and it's kind of leaning forwards with its axe, right? But yeah, some very nice art. Very, very interesting creature. Definitely some things that are going to be able to pair well with that, especially like with Necrim's self-sacrifice kind of theme. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of ways that you're going to be able to sacrifice this to give something a buff and stealth, even if you're on Forge or something like that. Which, like, sounds like it could be a pretty big threat. The level gating on the stealth is good as well, just so you can't, like, this needs to be leveled up if you want to give, like, a level 3 creature stealth late game as well. Which I think is definitely a fair balance, especially since Necrim has had some pretty strong sets in past, so this definitely does sound like, does look a little bit like a nice balancing act, while still being decently useful, but not overly strong. And then my last card, as I said before, is very thematic. My last card for today is very thematic to this deck I've been playing. It is a scientist. What was it? Professor Sumorg. And this one, as I said before 3, 6, 6, 9, 10, 14. So decent stats overall. But yeah, this one is an activate ability, which is very cool. It's a rare card, whereas SOS Harbinger was a common. But yeah, this one is a rare card. It's a activate ability, which is attach a level 1 augment from your banish pile to one of your creatures. Attach a 1 or 2 to one of your creatures, attach an augment from your banished pile to one of your creatures. So that is also very thematic of the Necrium reanimate ability as well, which is very cool, but without the strength of just being able to bring back any creature, right? That things like the Diehound and stuff are, and River of Souls are notorious for. So you obviously still need to have another creature on the field to attach an augment to. But I mean, I guess it can probably attach the augments to itself, which is also cool as well. So if you've got a Soulthirst Harbinger in your discard pile, say, you've had the creature there, you've destroyed it, you've attached to another creature, that creature has done its damage and then died, so both cards are now in the discard pile, then you can bring the augment from the Harbinger back to the stealth back onto something else. I'm assuming it's just the stealth that gets added, not the extra stats from the Soulthirst Harbinger, but yeah, definitely. I mean, this is going to be interesting to see what kind of augments, other kinds of augments you can get, but if it's things like stealth, aggressive, breakthrough, being able to bring them back at will could be a very decently strong ability. But yeah, so these are the spoilers that I have been given. Let me know what you think. And yeah, well, thank you for watching, guys. It's been a great tournament, and I'll see you all soon.